Imagine harvesting fresh vegetables from your garden in the middle of winter, even when snow blankets the ground. Sounds impossible, right? What if I told you ancient Korean gardening secrets can make year-round harvests a reality, transforming your winter garden into a bounty? Here at the Living Soil Lab, we're diving deep into time-tested techniques that have sustained Korean farmers through brutal winters for centuries. And I'm going to show you exactly how to replicate this success in your own backyard. Defying winter's grip. The Korean harvest secret. While most gardeners are pulling out their tomato plants and preparing their beds for dormancy, Korean farmers are just hitting their stride. You know, the secret lies not in fighting winter, but in working harmoniously with it through intelligent design and strategic planning. Korean winter gardening isn't about expensive greenhouses or complicated heating systems. Instead, it relies on understanding soil temperature, microclimate creation, and selecting crops that actually thrive in cooler conditions. The Koreans have perfected a system where winter becomes an ally rather than an enemy, producing some of the most nutrient-dense vegetables precisely when most gardens lie bare. Ancient wisdom, when combined with modern application, really shines through in key Korean techniques. At the heart of Korean winter gardening is the concept of soil warmth retention, which, by the way, is inspired by the traditional Ondol heating system used in Korean homes. This ancient approach, you see, involves creating underground heat channels that radiate warmth upward. In the garden, we adapt this principle by building raised beds or trenches that capture and hold solar heat throughout the day, then slowly release it during those cold nights. The key here is positioning these beds to maximize southern exposure and, using dark, heat-absorbing materials in the soil composition. The genius of Korean winter gardening extends to multi-layered protection systems that create microclimates within your garden space. Rather than relying on a single barrier against cold, Korean farmers employ successive layers of protection, each serving a specific purpose. The first layer might be a low tunnel made from simple hoops and clear plastic sheeting which traps heat and protects from harsh winds. Inside this, a second layer of breathable row cover provides additional insulation while allowing moisture to escape, preventing the fungal issues that plague many winter gardens. Between these layers and the soil surface, Korean gardeners often add a thick mulch of rice straw or dried leaves, which acts as a natural insulator, keeping soil temperatures stable even when air temperatures plummet. Perhaps most importantly, Korean winter gardening succeeds because of careful variety selection. Korean farmers have spent generations cultivating cold-hardy varieties specifically bred for winter production. Crops like Korean radish, or mu, various winter greens such as Korean mustard and mizuna, winter onions, and hardy Asian brassicas form the backbone of the winter harvest. These varieties don't just survive winter, they actually improve in flavor as temperatures drop. With cold stress, the plants convert starches to sugars, creating incredibly sweet and tender vegetables. Building your winter oasis really starts with some practical steps to success. Creating your own Korean-style winter garden begins with bed preparation in late summer or early autumn. Start by selecting a south-facing location that receives maximum sunlight during those shorter winter days. Dig your beds deeper than normal, about 12 to 18 inches. Alright, so you'll want to fill the bottom 6 inches with a mixture of fresh compost aged manure and, if you can get it, some biochar. This combo creates a heat-generating layer as the organic matter breaks down, kind of mimicking the warmth you'd find in traditional Ondol systems. Now, the top layer should be your standard growing medium, but make sure to enrich it with a bit of extra compost for added fertility. Timing, honestly, is everything when it comes to winter gardening. Most Korean winter crops need to be established before the first hard freeze, so that means planting in late August through September for most temperate zones. The plants need time to develop strong root systems while temperatures are still moderate. It's important to give them that chance so they can really thrive as the season goes on. Plant more densely than you would in summer gardens. Korean farmers pack their beds because the cool season crops won't grow as large, and the density actually helps plants protect each other from cold. It's a smart move, honestly, and makes a big difference in those chilly months. Your layered protection system should be installed progressively as temperatures drop. Start with just row cover when nights first dip below 50 degrees, then add low tunnels as temperatures approach freezing. That way your plants stay cozy, and you can adapt as the weather changes. You know, the beauty of this system is really its flexibility. On those sunny winter days, you can just peel back layers to prevent overheating and make sure there's good air circulation, then close everything up again before sunset. Korean gardeners are, honestly, constantly interacting with their winter gardens, adjusting protection levels based on the daily weather conditions instead of installing rigid structures. The reward for all your preparation comes through steady winter harvests that, honestly, will astound your neighbors and help you keep up your momentum through the season. Korean winter vegetables can actually be harvested continuously throughout the cold months, and, many crops even become sweeter after they've been exposed to a bit of frost. The key is really harvesting strategically. So, take the outer leaves from greens but leave the growing center intact, pull radishes as you need them instead of all at once, and, cut green onions about an inch above the soil line so they'll regrow. This approach to harvesting, it honestly extends your bounty and keeps your garden productive for months. Maintaining plant health through winter requires vigilance but not excessive work. It's important to check your beds weekly for any signs of pest pressure or disease, though you'll find both are minimal in cold weather. The most important task is monitoring moisture levels. Winter gardens need less water than summer ones, but they still need consistent moisture. So, remember to water during the warmest part of sunny days, so plants can absorb moisture before temperatures drop again at night. Year-round abundance starts today. Korean winter gardening techniques prove that the growing season doesn't have to end with the first frost. It's quite fascinating, isn't it? By implementing these time-tested methods, you're not just extending your harvest. You're fundamentally changing your relationship with your garden, and honestly, achieving true food security. The vegetables you harvest from snow-dusted beds in January will be, without a doubt, the most rewarding crops you've ever grown, knowing you've mastered techniques that have sustained communities through harsh winters for generations. Now it's your turn to create your own winter harvest success story. Start planning your Korean-inspired winter garden today, and, hey, don't forget to subscribe to the Living Soil Lab so you never miss our deep dives into revolutionary gardening techniques from around the world. Share this guide with your fellow gardeners and let's build a community of year-round food growers together. Your winter garden journey begins now.